Hey up, me ducks. So, in this one's going to be about Nutramare, and it's going to be a update on Nutramare and the usage of it. I think it's now been coming to the end of the second month of me using it, and I've got to say I'm more than happy. And as you can see on that little intro there, I have made an order. I have ordered 2 bags of zinc and 1 floating. I've come to the conclusion that the sinking is absolutely mint, and my previous videos regarding Nutramare, you'll see them on my list. It sinks at a real nice pace, but also you get the odd pellet, you get a few pellets on the surface. However, I ordered 1 bag initially, and I've seen more than enough, and I'll show you the fish in a moment, to make another order. I've fully paid for this order. But Dan at Nutramare has been kind enough to give me 5 sample bags, of which, we're back in shot, of which I'm going to give away to somebody, to one person, free of charge. Postage free of charge as well, UK only. Just be Royal Mail. I'll send those out, and no real strings attached. All I want is that you are a subscriber. So if you've not subscribed already, subscribe to be part of this little giveaway, sponsored by, if you like, Nutramare. They've just sent these free of charge with my order, of which I say I have paid for my main order, and I'll go through the costings on that as well. So comment down below, just put a comment like you normally do, and then just integrate so I know that you want to take part. SNAX, SNAX. Now these SNAX are sinking, and they're 12mm. So just on that, my view on that, on my videos I tend not to feed SNAX, because I think, well, if you're going to give them a quality food, i.e. Nutramare, Sakia, Kari, whatever you're going to choose, why then put in other foods which aren't going to be as digestible? I just don't get it. And I was in I'm not going to mention the actual food developer, manufacturer, and I had this debate with this person, and they said that as well. Don't feed SNAX like wheat germ, boiling it up and stuff like that, and other food. Just stick to the food, because these types of food, if they're really good quality like this food is, it's not as digestible, I've found, if I'm honest with you. You just end up having more waste in your pond. So just stick to either a food or a specific food like this, which is based on the actual original food, so it's like an add-on of your feeding protocol. Now it's been kind enough as well, this was a freebie for me, to give me a 2 kilogram sack. So yeah, he just sent me them in the pack, so I'll give those 5 away, and I will try all this myself, because as my feeding video, I will see how this goes. I believe this is £12.50 for a 2 kilo sack, I believe, could be wrong. Check out the Nutramare website, and yeah, have a look. So that's that little plug for them. But I'm going to spin you around. There's the food in question. Like I say, it's the 4.5mm 15 kilo of zinc I've got, because I've had 1 bag of that, 2 bags of that, and 1 floating. So what I've done this time, there's that's 10 kilos of floating at 4.5mm. So I've got 40 kilo of food. Now this will last me a good 2-3 months. Well, no, probably longer, because 1 bag has lasted me 2 months. So it's going to be cooling off soon, but they're going to get hammered with food in the next month or 2. And I'm going to go to the food in the minute, sorry, the pond, and show you what they have been having, sharing with you what they've been having. So I'm completely out of Nutramare sinking. There is a little bit left in the hopper there. These have been on it as well, this little quarantine tank. and I'm going to introduce it to my main pond, and we'll really see the difference in the waste in the pond. So I've got rid of the Hikari friend or staple that I was using on the other pond, getting lots of waste. So I'm really pleased and looking forward to getting the sink mixed in with some floating. Because I ordered 3 bags, I thought, you know what, because it's free postage if you order 3 bags or more, I thought, why not order three bags, and I'm going to mix in, basically, if I can. The only problem is storing it all, is mixing all that together. So I've got 1/3 of floating in with 2/3 sink. Does that make sense? Hope it does. So I'm not going to show you, I'm just going to mix it up in a tub, mix it all up, and then got to store it obviously. But what I might do is not split that bag open, just split 1 bag of sink, the full bag of floating, and then mix them together, but then saving some of the floating to then mix in with the other bag when I need it. That's my idea with that. So this one's a bit of a bigger bag. The crude protein in this is 50% crude protein, fat is 11.65, crude fibre 1.86, ash 13.7, then there's minerals, there's fish meal, LT71 fish meal again is 53, it says 53% there. There's a bit of wheat, 10% wheat germ, shrimp meal, salmon oil. So it's more or less with looks of that based on what this is, apart from it's about a 10% more protein in this, so a good booster if you want to hand feed and get them into it, which I may well do now. I don't know. I think they'll be straight on this, they really will. So if you're someone that likes to give your koi snacks, it's a great supplement to have if you're on this food, or any food I suppose. Right, they did put in a leaflet in here, so I will promote this koi show, the All England Koi Show, presented by the South East Koi Club, Saturday the 27th 28th of September, Kent County Showground, Detlin Hill, Maidstone. Entry is £10, children under 12 are free. It opens between 9:30 in the morning and 5. I've never been to that show, I've got to be honest. I only do the Great British and then the one in Coventry, the All England. But another thing I want to mention, they double bag it, Dan double bags this, and I just want to show you the cost. So 1 bag was £12.60, that'll be the sink, £12.60 just for postage. So there's not scrimping and scraping on postage. £12.60 on that bag, and then £7.90 on the floating, and that was all free with postage. Sorry, with the 3 bags. So but I think if you're just buying bags singly, I think it's £5 postage, which is really reasonable. So that's another bonus. So I'm going to mix all that up, and that's what they're going to be fed on in the future. All my ponds now, which is absolutely great. So I'm really looking forward to that. So let's have a look at the fish. Right, these, the 2 quarantine ones. See this sankey that's up? That is the one that was swimming all funny. Now, I thought it was a goner, I really did. They still got issues, but it started coming up now and swimming a little bit more normally. But I've noticed there's a little bit of a swelling on this side and a bit of a body shape look. So I don't know whether it's got a tumour, so it might not have long to live, but it's coming on. It's, look, as you can see, look at the improvement. This has only got 0.3% salt in here now. So yeah, it's behaving normally, so I've improved its quality of life. Bonus. Because what I didn't want, it's quite upsetting when you just see a koi just sitting on the bottom of the pond, isn't it? It's not parasitic, it's got an internal problem. So it's either going to be short-lived or it's going to recover. So we will see. Right, these. Because we've had that really hot temperature, a couple of weeks, a month ago, I put shade on there because I noticed that there was going over that side and just gathering. So what I did was, when it was really warm, so I've just put some shade on there for them. They seem to enjoy that, just going under there and just, you know, on a hot day, sort of floating under there. But as you can see, they are absolutely active as anything. Water's looking good. I'm more than happy. So look at the water quality is decent. There's a little bit of a tinge, granted, but it's still, the water clarity is still pretty good. And I've upped the feed. So I've estimated, based on 13 fish in here, there's about 13 kilogram weight of koi. So these are being fed 1.5% of their body weight at the moment, which works out approximately, well, I've got in there, going in there now, 210 gram. 210 gram. Okay. Crikey, I'm going to say a week. That's a day. 210 gram a day. And that's more than last year on Saki Akari. Now, I'm not attributing that all to Nutramare. I'm not. But I mentioned that last year, because it's probably that my my filter moving bed is a lot more mature. I'm getting a sniff of ammonia, no nitrite yet this year at all. I'm not getting no reading of nitrite, but I've been hovering about 0.12 ppm of ammonia. So, and it's, you know, I keep adding in my own PSB, my own made stuff, and adding in this every filter change. But look at the fish, they're still up for it. They're getting fed between 6 in the morning and 12 at night, and I'm on 3 feeds at 12, and at 9 in the morning they get 3 times feeds, and then at 12 in the afternoon times 3 portions, and then every 3 hours between that they get in 2 portions, and that's making up 210 gram. So I'm going to start in the next week or so up in this, and then I will max out at about end of the season at about 2% of the body weight. But what do you think? I see these every day, so it's hard to see progression, but I believe now the colours are looking good, they look vibrant. This Taniguchi, the body shape is really good. Look at the Sakai Fish Farm Sankey, look at the body that's getting on it, and look at this monster. Look at the Taniguchi Golden Corn, look there, that male. This is a female, by the way, and that, believe it or not, is a male, but look at the body shape on that. It's quite nice, look. It's not got fat belly, a bulging belly or anything like that, none of them have. So I'm really pleased with the body shape so far. I know it's only been 2 months, 15 kilo, they've had 15 kilo food. But what is pleasing on this food, and maybe Saki Akari and all, but I've just found them more at it. I mean, look at them. They just, I can't give them enough. Just the behaviour is just so much better. This time last year, if you look at one of my previous videos, you go back on 12 months, you will see I was at a position where this water had become exhausted. I was on Saki Akari, and I probably got up to about 160 grams a day, and the water was really yellow, tinged, and they weren't feeding. They didn't have parasites, they just wasn't feeding. The nitrite had spiked, the ammonia as well, and they were just lethargic, not doing a lot. But this on 210 gram a day, still look, my hopper's about empty. They are absolutely firing. I have to be careful I don't put too much in the look. Just like that all the time. Incredible. And like I say, I'm not attributing that to purely this food, because, you know, I don't believe it is. But it's probably more to do with my moving bed, because it's now 2nd year in, it's more mature, there's more bacteria clinging on, waiting to explode with the food demand. So yeah, it's going really great. So I'm not going to get them out. These have not been out either. The last time they was out was a month ago in spring, and they're not going to come out until harvest time in Japan, and then I'm going to treat that as my little harvest. They're going to come out and they're going to get measured. and then we're going to have a proper look in a bowl. But so they've been left alone. See, I'm tempted. Look, I'm not tempted. I'm going to put some more food in because they're just another good amount, look, not little amount, look. And like I say, I'm happy with the feed they're taking. I'm happy with the body shapes. There's none of them that the body shape's out or that I'm unhappy about. I'm happy with the growth. But like I say, I can't confirm that. This is just anecdotal on my eyes at the moment, not on measurements or weight or anything. And I think the sinking has really helped. Look at this DK line Shiro at Surrey. That one, I really struggled with that one to get it going, but look at the body on it now, look at the width of that body. Oh, I love it. Look at the width of it, it's really developed. This Momotaro shower. And the colours, I'm happy with the colours as well. I know it's only been 2 months, but you know, I'm seeing in the actual, I can't get one up, but the pigment of the Benny in most of them. Yeah, look at that one, look. Can you see in that the Shinoda, you can see the red pigment cell in the actual cell of the scale, the Kanoko on that one, look, little red pigment in it. Can you see it coming up? Can you see the Benny in the actual scale? That's definitely improved on that one a bit. It's just more prominent. Yeah, I'm more than happy. More than happy. Right, so what I'm going to do now, like I say, more than happy with that. All ponds are getting it. I'm going to now just have a little breakdown and I'll pop it up on screen, but I'll show you my paperwork briefly, my notes I've made, because I made some notes of costings of Nutramare versus Sakiakari on what I was going to pay. So the equivalent of what I had in my basket was I to buy Sakiakari Balance, I think it was, I'll go through here now, and Nutramare. And it's, yeah, I'm more than happy. I cannot at this point see me switching back. I just can't. So given what I've just explained, given the service with Nutramare and Dan and what they're offering, the communication's brilliant. You can just message them and have a chat with them if you want. The koi food comes quick. The koi food is quality, you can tell that. I'm having good results. The fish are more than happy. I'm over the moon with how the fish are reacting. I couldn't be any better. Now on to cost, which is even better. Not even better, but equally as better. It's not all about cost sometimes, because like I say, I was more than happy to spend on Sakiakari this year till Nutramare come along. So let me flip you around and have a look at this. So Saki Balance, I was going to get a 20 kilogram sack at £205. You can get on one website a Saki Balance combo, so you get a bag of each, bag of Balance and a bag of colour. So that was what I was going to have to buy to get the equivalent to what I've got there, because that you don't need colour or growth or anything with this food, it's all encompassed in. So those 3 bags there with me sinking and some floating is what the equivalent is here. Okay, Saki Balance sink £205 for 20 kilo, Saki Balance 15 kilo floating, Saki colour 15 kilogram floating. Nutramare 2 bags of 15 sink, 1 bag of 10 kilogram floating, and the costs are as follows: 2 bags of sink 250, so 125 each. The floating for 10 kilos 850. Delivery was free, so total was £335. £335 shared between the amount in grams 40 is £8.38 per kilo. The equivalent, so this lot for Saki, if I went to the Saki route, was £594.90, £5.95 postage, £600 and 85p. Shared between obviously it's obviously more kilos. It's 50 kilos, it's 10 kilo more you get, but it works out at £12, 12.017 per kilo. But you look at the cost. So I'm saving what, £270? So I've paid £335, whereas for this I would have paid £594. No, I wouldn't. I'd have paid 600 quid, £600 and 85p. So that is a significant saving. I'm more than happy with results. Now, interestingly, this has been fed Nutramare for the last month or so, and this one hasn't got a tinge look, but there's nowhere near as much food going in this one, so it'll be interesting how that pond goes. So this pond is very clear, both got UVs on, but that's quite clear, look, there's not much of a tinge at all. I'm more than happy with that, with the amount of food I've got going in. Everything is absolutely lovely and balanced. Look at them. There's definitely grown and body. I mean, look at that Taniguchi. Look at that from the front. Lovely body shape, I think. Look at the pigment in this one. The bennies look nice and vibrant on this shower. There's no tinge on the whites, on the sheros. So the sheros are really nice and white. There's no yellow pigmentation in the heads or anything like that. The body is a lovely white. I have just poured a bit of clay in today, actually, just some Breeder's Secret, just a scoop in there, so it is a little bit cloudy. I did a filter clean earlier as well. So on that note, 22 minutes in, that I'm going to conclude that one. So that'll all be up on screen. If you like that video, please like. If you want to be in for receiving those 5 bags of 50 gram in each bag, that's 250 grams of SNAX, Nutramare SNAX, then comment below. You must be a subscriber, you must be based in the UK. There's no real terms and conditions, but all I will say as a disclaimer, I'll put them in the post. If they get lost, I'm not going to be liable to replace them, unfortunately. It's just a no hassle offer, just to, you know, pay back. I've got something free, and they provided more. Instead of me keeping them, I'm going to give them 250 grams of those 5 bags to one lucky person if you are interested. Can't fault that, can you? We all like something for free, and I'm passing that on. And I will, because I know what people are. They're very suspicious that I bet I'm getting paid for this, and I'm bloody not getting paid for that food. So I will put my receipt up as well, because, you know, I sometimes see comments about YouTubers, they do this for gains and things like that, and I don't. Okay, even though I did get a bag of free food, free snacks, that was completely complimentary on their part. Okay, so that's good networking on their part. You know, they've got a little plug there, haven't they? But I'm more than happy anyway without it. And that is proof in the pudding that the fact that I've parted with £335, it's still a big chunk, guys. I'm not hiding behind that fact. It's still a big chunk to part with. You know, £335 for koi food. Crazy, really, when you think about it. But you look at what I'm feeding. You know, I'm happy to do that because you progress. So please like the video. If you didn't like the video, thumbs it down if you want, because any interaction is great. Drop a comment down below, as you normally do, a lot of you. Put snacks in, and then I know that you're interested, and I will just pull out a winner. And then I'll just ask you to contact me through social media or something like that. You give me your address, and then I'll send that out to you as soon as I can. Okay, if you have any questions, please pop them down in the comments. I'm sure that Dan from Nutramare UK will be sniffing around as well, and is more than happy to answer any questions or comments, or take feedback on about the food and develop it, no doubt, further with the German partners. Happy days.